We be live, I think. Hi, everyone. Do you have my audio? Please let me know in the live chat. Let me actually bring up you guys on my phone as well. Yes, we are. Okay, I could hear myself from through the phone. So that means we are live. Guys, make sure you like the stream. We have an important stream today. I'm going to be talking about a lot of things that a lot of people are getting wrong. And there are other places that are talking about a lot of things that I'm going to be showing you here. Let me know actually if you've heard the things that I'm showing you here. But thank you for being here, especially thanking Jean today. I forgot to thank her last time as well for highlighting the comments. Thank you so much, Jean, for being here. I really appreciate, guys. Your comments in the live chat are being highlighted by Jean. That way, you get to be part of the show as well. Your comments will get to be part of the show. So thank you so much for your service. And guys, so let me actually show you the first video. You guys understand the arguments being made here. Has anybody seen this video? Let me know if you've seen. And I need people who speak Arabic in the live chat as well. If there's anyone speaking Arabic in the live chat, because I'm good at translating Persian to English for you guys. Arabic, not so much. So I need some people, because there's a lot of these things are being spreading everywhere on social media, and they're not on mainstream media. So I need confirmation with my Arab speaking audience to make sure that I'm getting things right. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for being in live chat, being active. I'm going to rely on your comments as well. The arguments that are being made right now regarding Hamas has won, apparently. Oh, God, what the hell is happening? The world has lost its mind. Hamas, guys, Hamas has won. I just want to say that if Hamas has won because of the the temporary ceasefire that we have right now in Gaza, I just want to say I hope you keep winning. I hope the entire axis of resistance continues winning in the same way they have been winning for the past year. There was an Iranian official, the regime official, who was making fun of the rest of regime officials, pretending that they're winning. And he was saying that if we win 2 more times in the same way, we will go extinct. if we if we win 2 more times in the same way that these officials are telling everybody that we're winning, there will be nothing of us left. So yes, if this is what you want, dear axis of resistance, the so-called pro-Palestinian movement, I wish the best of all victories, but please make sure that if you're winning, you win in the same way that we're witnessing. Okay. Anyways, so there are a couple of narratives that we're going to be addressing here today. One is there's two sides to this, and people who are saying, even some pro-Israeli sides are saying this is horrible because even though we basically shattered Hamas's military capability, blah, 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 because we didn't destroy Hamas, because the ideology is still there, because now there are a lot of Gazans who have lost their family, who have lost their homes. They're going to be now radicalized, and Hamas has no problem now to recruit higher numbers of people compared to before, and bringing people within the, have more people to basically have future attacks and eventually future October 7th on Israel at some point in the future. Israel managed to kill many Hamas soldiers, militants today, but basically they also give them the recruiting capability to just become astronomically higher in numbers in the future. That's one narrative on one side. Another narrative on the other side is like, no, Gazans are going to notice how destructive Hamas was. Their lives were ruined because of October 7th, and they don't want any more of that going forward. They're like, yeah, we were living our lives. Hamas did October 7th, and our lives were ruined. We don't want any of that anymore. So which one do you think is going to be more? People in Gaza who are going to be like, you killed my father, you killed my mother, you killed my child, you killed my sister, you killed my brother, and now I wasn't a militant before, and now I'm going to go join Hamas because of what you did to me. Or the Gazans were going to be, I was just living my life. Things were getting slowly better. And then Hamas went and did this, and now we're effed. So F Hamas, we don't want anything to do with that. Which one of these do you think is going to be more of that, right? Here's the correct answer. We don't know. We don't know. I mean, some stats suggest that the second one is going to be more, but we don't know. Things change all the time. However, the important thing is that it's not just ideology, people. It is access to weapons that is more important here. More important. The capability of Hamas being able to rule over Gaza and them having access to weapons is more important than what people think. And I understand. You see, we have gone too extreme to the other side. We have gone from many people ignoring ideology and thinking that everything is winning in battle, and now we are gone too far to the other side, and people think no, everything is about ideas and what people think, and it doesn't matter if you win the military battle. This is too much on the other side. Right now, what the focus is on whether or not Hamas will be capable of rearming itself and ruling over Gaza. That's the question. Even if they manage to recruit more, those new recruits will be able to do nothing if there is no way for them to get access to weapons and military equipment and build more tunnels. So Hamas shouldn't rule over Gaza so that they cannot build tunnels. Israel should be able to have some level of control there. One. Two, we have to be able to destroy all the bridges, even if they double in size in the number of people that are sympathetic to them. That would translate to nothing if no weapons get in there. And things right now look good for the Israeli side because all the land bridges to be able to get weapons into Gaza are being shut down. Again, things could change in the future, but things are looking better for Israel right now, much better for Israel. This is actually an Israeli victory, and I will show you why. However, regarding Gazans who are saying that we have had enough of this nonsense, let me give you an example. Again, I don't know if this is an example. Do we have Arab speaking? Because this has been shared everywhere, and there's a translation that comes with it. And based on because I speak Persian, not Arabic, so most of my content is focused on Iran, so I could translate those for you. But based on some Arabic that we learned in school, it seems like the translation is right. I just want you guys to tell me if this is the correct translation or not, okay? Do we have any Arab speakers in the live chat? Arab speakers? Can somebody raise your hands? Arab speaking people? Let me know, please. I need Arab speaking people, okay? Yeah, and D is saying don't forget to like this stream. This is an important video for everyone to see. So I'm just going to play it from front to end first, and then I will translate, okay? So we have somebody saying I can translate it. I have the translation. I just need you to say if it's close to what he's saying or not. Okay, so let me just play it once.
من كل الناس أنا بطلب هذا الطلب رجاء ما تتبع أخبار الجزيرة. بدك تعرف أخبار غزة اسأل ابن غزة. بدك تتبع أخبار غزة اسأل اللي راح بيته راح أبوه راحت أمه اسأل اللي راح أصحابه اسأل اللي عاش برد الخيمة وحر الخيمة في الصيف اسأل اللي التحف الأرض اسأل اللي بقى معزز مكرم في بيته وفجأة صار في خيمة بدون أي إنجازات وما حد يطخ علينا إنجازات صمودك على الأرض ومش صمودك على الأرض أنت كنت راح تحرر أنت دخلت في خطابك تحرير والحمد لله حررنا شمال قطاع غزة الحمد لله إنه كويس إنه رجعنا على الشمال يعني هذا أكبر إنجاز للطوفان طبعا كنا في الشمال وكانت إماراتنا واقفة وكانت حياتنا أوكي الدمار اللي جلبتوه إلنا يا جماعة دمرتونا.
All right, so I'm going to translate it and then play it again to confirm, for you guys to confirm if the translation is correct, okay? So this is a Gazan from northern Gaza. So if you guys know, based on deal and stuff, like I think some Gazans are now going back to the north, right? Based on the new deal that was agreed upon between Israel and Hamas. So this guy is saying, after he's reaching north of Gaza, he's saying, I ask all Arabs if they want to know the news about Gaza to ask the people of Gaza, not Al Jazeera or others. Ask those who have lost their fathers, children's homes and lives and are now living in tents. Ask those who were living quietly in their homes and suddenly, without achieving anything, their house turned into tents. No one should come and say, we achieved something. You came forward under the slogan of freeing Gaza. Don't shove we freed Gaza down our throats. Don't shove we freed Gaza down our throats. They say we freed Gaza. What freedom? We were lucky to even return to northern Gaza and stare at the ruins left behind by the storm. So if you guys know, the axis of resistance refers to October 7th as a storm, as an Operation Storm or something close to that. And some people are suggest that, yeah, what kind of a storm was October 7th? It was a storm for Gaza. It wasn't a storm. It was a storm usually ruin buildings and just leave destruction. And yeah, that was a storm, but it was a storm that was brought upon us. So it says, so I think he's making fun of that term, I think, right? So he's saying God, yeah, so he's saying we were lucky to even return to northern Gaza. Yeah, Al-Aqsa flood or storm, Tufan, flood or storm, right? Yes, Al-Aqsa flood. I think the actual translation, the more correct translation should be storm. So yeah, we were lucky to even return to northern Gaza and stare at the ruins left behind by the storm, by your storm. What freedom are you talking about? We were living in northern Gaza with dignity, respect, safety, and peace. Right? So, Arab-speaking people in the chat, let me see. Wikar saying, oh, so does that mean that pro-Palestine protests will be over now? I don't think so. Okay, so you guys are saying flood, but the people in Iran, the pro-regime people, they say Tufan al-Aqsa, which Tufan actually better translates to storm. So I guess some people are saying storm, some people are saying flood, whatever. Heavy Greater is saying, I'm glad you're showing this. Yes, but I just want to confirm. Where is the Arab-speaking person in the live chat that said that he or she would confirm this for me? Yeah, typhoon is in Persian. Tufan refers to all forms of storms, not just typhoons. Okay, great. Confirmation that this was correct. So, so there's a small correction here. Let me see. Saying if you want to know the news, do not get the news from Al Jazeera channel. Ask those who were living in safety and honorably. Suddenly we found ourselves living in tents. You lot brought destructions on us. Okay, so slight correction, and then you're saying the rest of the translation is correct. Fantastic. I love having a diverse audience: Jews, Arabs, Iranians, Americans, British, Europeans, Australians, everywhere. It's really good to have such a diverse community, because some things on social media, I don't know if people are putting the right captions and stuff. So thank you so much. Thank you. What's your name? The Invincible 24. Thank you so much for helping this. This is unbelievable. Guys, do you guys see these things at other places? Like, this is a voice from Gaza. Like, go find the pro-Palestinian protesters showing so-called who's more pro-Palestinian? Who's I mean, I'm not going to be biased. I'm going to show you the supporters of Hamas as well. I'm not going to paint a picture that, oh, this is all of Gaza, right? But it's a complicated picture. In Gaza, there's a diverse set of opinions. I'm not going to, just because I am a Zionist and I'm pro-Israel and I'm anti-Islam, I'm not going to just show this guy and be like, oh, this represents all of the people in Gaza. But does the other side do this? Like, have you seen this video anywhere else? Even, I mean, I'm sure even most people who follow these things carefully haven't seen this video. So who is more pro-Palestinian here? Me, the Zionist, who actually wants to make sure you hear the voice of people in Gaza as they are, or there's people who call themselves pro-Palestinian? So that's the first video that I wanted you to see. This voice is important. These are some of, not all, but some of the voices from Gaza that you shouldn't be ignoring, right? But I will demonstrate the rest of the voices from Gaza as well for you, right? Actually, let me show you some more people voices that supports what we're saying, but then we will also go to the other side. Let me know. Invincible 24. Yeah, so Invincible 24 is saying, oh, in overall, the man is addressing Hamas. Fantastic, thank you. All right, well, I have another video that comes with a translation, which is in Arabic, and hopefully you'll stay here with us because I want you to confirm this as well. So let me know. This one has went more viral than the first video I showed, even though the first video seems to be even more important. But this one, some of you might have seen this. Let me know if you have seen this one. So watch this. This is in Gaza as well. So let me give you the context. This is in Gaza, and Hamas sympathizers are celebrating victory. Well, in what world do these people live? Again, I think they learned this from Shia, basically trying to pretend that they're winning, even if their ass is being handed over to them. Where is that Monty Python sketch? This, but it's scratch. I always need to have that ready. Well, I don't have it right now, but I should have that ready always. This, but it's scratch, with acting like they're victorious, even though they're being defeated, right? So these people in Gaza, they're handing out sweets for winning. What did you win, guys? Guys, can you guys help me understand? Help me understand. What have they won? Have their situation gotten better? Or is it option one, their situation of people in Gaza has gotten better from October 7th? Two, did they have any military objectives that has been achieved? Two. Three, they're changing the meaning of winning. And I will tell you why they're acting like they're winning. Let me actually I have so much to say. I have to take notes because I forget, right? Because they're like, we're not dead. So not all of us have died. You have decimated, you have destroyed many of our weapons and tunnels, and so many of us dead. But that guy is still alive, and he's Hamas. So we are winning. We are still alive. Still alive. So that means that we're winning. I will get back to this and answer this. It's insane. Anyways, let's get back to this video. Yeah. So Gene is saying, to be fair, Hamas probably paid him to do this. I don't know. There are Hamas sympathizers in Gaza, so I don't know. But the thing is that they're handing out sweets. So look at this other Gazan lady in Gaza. What is her reaction to seeing somebody handing out sweets for victory of Hamas? So watch this. So yes, you can see this. So I will read you the translation on what her issue is. I'm not 100% sure the translation is correct. Let me know if the translation is correct. However, you can see that she's pissed off with these people like that part is pretty clear, that she is angry with the person handing out sweets for their so-called victory, right? So my understanding is that this lady is saying this: you stole humanitarian aid, sold it back to us, and then used the money to buy sweets that you're now distributing. What victory are you celebrating? the destruction of Gaza or the lives that can never return? Is that the actual translation? Anybody? Arabs with his, where is that? Where is our 24 guy? Invincible 24. Let me play it one more time. I mean, the audio is not very clear because she's like yelling in anger. What, do you guys see? I think the boy was pretty angry as well. Look, the mother was screaming. At some point, I think the boy was like screaming at them as well. Yeah, that was the boy. So it's mother and her son. Yeah, both of them were pissed off with these Hamas people handing out sweets. Where's our translator? I want to make sure this, I mean, this was widely shared with this translation that I'm saying all over social media, and I checked over the comments as well. Nobody said that the translation was wrong. So, but I like to be skeptical. I like to be skeptical. So Invincible 21st, she said martyrs. What martyrs you're talking about? Okay. So again, I'm not sure if the translation is accurate. I'm skeptical. But the part that is clear is that she's pissed with these people handing out sweets. That is the part that I can see. Yeah, her voice is muffled. Okay, so great. So yeah, that part is clear. And the first video's translation was accurate. Oh, we have 2 super chats. Let's respond to the super chats. Roy is saying, long time no see, have 6 shekels. Oh, thank you, Roy, for the shekels. Yeah, where have you been? You have to, even if you're not doing super chats, be here. I like to see your comments in the chat. It makes me feel good when Roy is here with us. But thank you so much, Roy, for the support. I appreciate it. And guys, we're Zionist funded. See, we're getting shekels. Carlo is saying, do Iranians really want the prince to rule Iran? Many of them do. Well, when you say do Iranians really want, you're talking about more than 85 million people. So you cannot generalize 85 million people. We have people who love Prince Reza Pahlavi, and we also have Iranians who hate him. And we have also Iranians who don't have an opinion about it. What I can tell you, so it's a diverse people. Iranian people, they don't think alike. Like just like every other country, there's a diverse set of opinions. What I could tell you that Prince Reza Pahlavi is the most popular person, the person with the highest support for coming and ruling Iran if there is a revolution. So there are people who love him, there are people who hate him, but no one comes even close to him when it comes to popularity for ruling over Iran right now. So he's number one. It's not unanimous. We have people who passionately hate him. We have people who passionately love him, but he's number one, basically. So I could tell you that. And this is not based on a hunch. We have statistical data for this. This has been confirmed by scientific statistical data, okay, done by a Dutch university. So yeah, so let's go more. I have so much more to show you guys, right? So let's go to this next video, and I want you to tell me what you guys this next video. Has anybody seen the second video that I showed you? So the first one, none of you had seen that. The second one, what about that? Because this one was more widely shared on social media. I want to see if I'm bringing unique content that you haven't seen other places or not to you guys, because I want to make sure that I'm providing valuable insight that is in addition to what you might see in other places, right? This video, however, you have, okay, so some of you have seen, Annabelle has seen that, okay. This video, I'm sure most of you have seen if you're Israeli, Like this one, if you're Israeli, you probably have seen this. Okay, like it's so. But I want to make sure that I show this to everybody and also add my take on it. This is when the hostages, the three first hostages, after the negotiation for the first phase of the ceasefire with Hamas was agreed upon, the first thing that Hamas had to do was release these three women. And this was a scene of Hamas handing them over and putting them in these cars for them to go, right? So we have all seen this one. However, I want to make sure that we observe something. What do you think I'm going to comment on? Something that is visually very striking about this that we're seeing here that we haven't been seeing for a very long time. So let's watch this together and let me know if you notice what I'm about to say. I think a lot of you might know what I'm about to say. Okay, this video should make you very, very angry. Apparently, guys, and a lot of you got it. A lot of you got it in large chat. D was saying they found their uniforms. Uniforms? Heavy criminals, they actually wearing uniforms. Yes. So you have uniforms. Guys, I didn't know these people actually have uniforms. And they apparently managed to, they were, I mean, maybe they left it somewhere in their homes and they couldn't find it for the last fucking year. And now they found, look at it. These are the pictures they were taking. Look how clean these uniforms are. Do you know why they're so clean? Because they never wear them in battle. Do you get what, guys? Why does that make me angry? Why should that make you angry? Why the fact that these motherfuckers are now wearing uniforms for a photo op? They're wearing the uniform. They don't wear the uniforms for battle, but they do wear their uniforms. These clean, untouched uniforms for photo op. Why does that make you angry? For people who might not be following these and are pissed when they see this, look at this. Where were all these? I mean, they wear the uniforms for two reasons. There's two examples for Hamas wearing uniforms. No, it's not just because it's only for propaganda. If it was all propaganda, well, everybody does propaganda. Okay. The real reason why we get angry for seeing these people wearing uniforms. All right. So let's look at three situations. Hamas all of a sudden remembers that they have uniforms when they need to do photo op. One. Two, they also remember that they have uniforms when they need to do a commercial advertising video of them doing their operations. Like when they're throwing missiles or where they're like acting like they're getting hostages or when they're flying a drone or something. If they're making I don't know, cinematic trailer of their operations, in those videos, in those ads, you can see them wearing, they look very epic. They're wearing their uniforms. So two, that's when they wear the uniforms. Three, though, when you actually see them in Gaza while they're doing their terrorist activity, while they're preparing their missiles, right? While they're doing whatever, they're not wearing uniforms. Why are they not wearing uniforms? Why? Do you guys understand that this is a crime for you not to wear uniforms? What? Because they're hiding. Why would somebody who's fighting Israel not wear a uniform? Because they don't want to be able, they don't want to make it easy for Israel to distinguish them from civilians. From civilians. Do you understand the cowards that they are? Not wearing uniforms while fighting Israel is you hiding behind your civilians to make it difficult for Israel to be able to distinguish between militants and just your average civilian. This is the people make fun of us who say human shield, like, oh, whatever Israel does, you guys say human shield. Well, yeah, look, this is why we say these motherfuckers use human shields. This is the only time they find their uniforms. The whole point of uniforms is to not put civilians in risk. The point of these uniforms is not to put civilians at risk. And when you don't wear them, you are saying, I don't care about civilian casualties. This is why we have such high civilian casualties in Gaza. Look at them. This is when they came out to do their propaganda. Look at them. Now they have you guys seen them wearing these uniforms in the past year? Now, have you seen them fighting like this? Have you seen Gazan militants fighting like this? No, I haven't seen them fighting like this. This is only for photo ops. Imagine getting that order from your higher ups as a Hamas militant. Go get your uniforms now for photo ops. Isn't this like are we the baddies moment? Are we the baddies moment? Unbelievable. Let me actually. Yeah, so Heavy Gretel got that as well. Yeah, Corey is amazing, guys. Corey is a great channel. Guys, you have to go check him out. But so to be fair to Corey, he also demonstrates it's scary. It's scary, but you also have to hear the voice of some of the people who don't share the same opinion. So please notice them as well. And the cat lady was saying, keep in mind, Armin, nothing you showed so far says they are willing to live in peace with Israel, only that they are frustrated with Hamas. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I have shown, though, the cat lady, I have shown you that videos that some of them say that they want to live peacefully. Nothing I showed here, yes, says that they want to live peacefully with Israel, but there are a small minority of them that say that, and some of them mean it, and some of it say it out of fear. But we have to work with whatever we can get, because eventually, whatever the solution is, changing people's minds should be part of it. So we don't want to completely dismiss the potential for changing opinions and generalize all Gazans. Even if the narratives that we want to hear from Gaza comes from a minority of them, that is an important minority that we need to grab onto. Because if this is going to ever be resolved, it's going completely resolved. It's going to be resolved by that minority not being a minority anymore. So we cannot dismiss it. We need to focus on it, right? And we also have to humanize. We also have to try to humanize, because that's also the only way we can win. So let me actually show you. So here's a thing that you keep hearing from the pro-Hamas people now. Okay, let me actually read this is from actually not just pro-Hamas people, actually pro-Israel people are saying, because this is a line I'm going to read you from the Jerusalem Post. Okay, so it says, Hamas emerges from Gaza's tunnels, showing a never lost control. That is from Jerusalem Post, which is a weird line and this is because of these pictures that you're seeing right here. Like, oh my God, look, we didn't win because some Hamas soldiers emerged from their tunnels. I don't understand that point. Israel has killed at least 17,000 fighters. Israel has managed to shatter and destroy many of Israel's enemies' capacity and capability to rearm Hamas. Nasrallah is close to being destroyed, at least from a military sense. Syria has fallen, so the Islamic Republic has lost its land bridge to rearm Gaza. Most of the tunnels have been closed. Most of Hamas's military capability have been destroyed. The Abraham Accord, which Hamas tried to stop, is back on the table. And you are saying, because of these pictures, that some of these Hamas people are now back from their tunnel, out of their tunnel. You're saying because of that, they are still in control. I mean, these photo ops are like, oh, people are like, oh, look at how huge a number these are, right? And people are like impressed by this, like, oh my God, look, Israel didn't win. Look at them, they're still there. They're still there. Well, let me actually show you another picture that, guys, look, oh my God, it's crowded. Like, there's a lot of them. Let me actually show you another picture that demonstrates how what big of a misrepresentation this, how this propaganda works. Okay, let me actually show you this image. Okay, so all of these images that you're seeing, somebody took a picture from it with a drone from the top. This is what the actual event was like, right? So you can see how many people do you think are here? This is not that big of a number. I mean, if you have a camera in the middle over there and you show the crowd, that looks like, oh my God, there's a lot of them here. But once you zoom out a little bit, you could see that they're just packing a whole bunch of people in a very small area. Okay. I mean, this is actually pathetic. There are 2 million Gazans. This is all the people that you could gather for this event. This is everything you could do. I mean, I think you could actually gather more pro-Palestinians in United States if you had a march like that. Like, this is pathetically small. Like, I'm actually shocked. Like, I'm actually shocked that you didn't get a larger number. And I don't even know if all of these people here are pro-Hamas. Like, I'm thinking that this might be a mix of pro-Hamas people and some curious people, right? They're just here because, I mean, there's not much to do in Gaza anymore. So I'm pretty sure, like, if I was there, I'm anti-Hamas. If this was happening, I would go to see what the hell is happening. So this doesn't mean that everybody's pro-Hamas. Yeah, I'm sure some of the people are there are pro-Hamas. But how did you get such a low number? Do you understand how densely populated Gaza is? Do you know how you have 2 million people like gathered in such a small area, and this is the population that you could get for your event? Again, look, this, again, let me go. This looks like, oh my God, there are so many Hamas militants. So they are still there. They haven't been defeated. Look at them. They're still there. And then you zoom out, and then this is it. I'm sure you could get a bigger crowd in, I don't know, Seattle for pro Palestine. I'm sure you could get a bigger crowd. What the hell is this? This is embarrassing. This is embarrassing. Guys, has anybody showed you, like, have you seen people explain this to you in this way? And again, guys, let me actually tell you about the whole, oh, but the ideology hasn't died. You can never destroy Hamas because the ideology is still alive. People still believe it. You can never destroy an ideology with bullets. Sure, that is true. However, Nazism hasn't died. Nazism hasn't died. We still have Nazis. Would you say that World War II was not a defeat for Nazis because we still have that ideology around? Destroying not the Nazi regime militarily in battle, did that not bring down Nazism, even though the ideology is still there? Are you going to tell me that Nazism is the same today than when the time that it was taking over Europe? Is that the same today than it was then? What about communism? Is communism dead? No, communism is alive and kicking. But was communism not defeated during the Cold War? Is communism today in the same place that it was when the Soviet Union and Mao were basically taking over half of the fucking planet? Are you going to say that they weren't defeated? If you, again, ideology is important. Sure. But military is even more important. Defeating your enemy, crushing them, taking their military and ruling infrastructure away from them, yet they will never completely be defeated. Unless we get to a point where the meaning of human beings completely... I'm not going to get into futuristic stuff today, okay? Never say never, okay? But they're not going to be defeated for a very, 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 very long time. The ideology will be with us for a very long time, for sure. But let us just defeat Hamas in the same way we defeated Nazism, or the whole axis of resistance in the same way that we defeated communism. Sure, the ideology will be there, but we will be satisfied if you just crush them to the point where they could never rule again. That's what we want. That's what we want. So this is what you have to say to people who say, like, well, the ideology is still there. Just tell them, yeah, so is Nazism. I don't see any Nazi regimes anymore. That's what you should say. That's what you should say. And, oh, another thing, let me actually show you. Another thing people say is that, look at us. We are still alive, and we are winning. We are winning because some of us exist. That is moving the goalpost, changing the metric in which you define victory. They're acting like they're trying to make you forget that it was their military objective to annihilate Israel. They explicitly, directly, transparently said that October 7th was to end up what they called the apartheid, was to bring down the Zionist regime. Let me check. Let me check. Is Israel still exist? Does Israel can people from Israel check with me? Are you guys still there? Do you guys still have a country? Let me ask. Does Israel still exist? Question mark. Yes, it says yes. Israel still exists as a sovereign state. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that things haven't changed since I started this stream. Okay, so they're trying to make you forget that it was their objective to annihilate Israel, as they clearly communicated, and Israel's objective was to defend itself. So who has won given those objectives? Israel is still there. You have been effed. Your entire system has been shattered. And you're saying, well, we won because Israel didn't manage to kill every single one of us, as if that was the objective. If you have won because Israel hasn't killed every single one of you, because, oh, look, some of us are still living, then by that very metric, Israel has also won because they are still there. They're still there more than you guys. So how is it that you're winning because you haven't been destroyed completely, but they have lost, but they haven't been destroyed completely either? It was your objective to annihilate them. So have you both won? Can you come? Can you? The pro-Palestinian people everywhere in the world that are saying Hamas has won because Hamas has not been destroyed. Can you come and say the same thing then? Israel has won because Israel hasn't been destroyed. Can you guys come say that? What can, or do you have a double standard here? Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Fucking idiots. Okay, Jean in the private chat has confirmed with me that she is very much alive. So my Israeli friends are saying that they're alive. So let me actually show you what victory looks like. Okay, partial victory, right? So here's the things that Israel has won. Here are the things that Israel has not won. I don't want to be biased here. I want to be, and then I have some more videos showing you the other side, like the actual Gazans who are celebrating Hamas, because I want to make sure that I'm showing everything with, I'm showing everything. I'm not being biased. Okay, here, right? So here's the win. Israel is in the live chat. Confirm this with me. Tell me if this is true. Haven't you, even as Israelis, been told that Hezbollah, here, right, has thousands, hundreds of thousands of missiles that they could rain down upon Tel Aviv if they wanted to. That Israel's main threat is Hezbollah, and that Israel does not have the capacity to defend itself. Israel has the capacity to defend itself against Hamas, but we don't ever want to start a war, a full-on war anymore with Hezbollah, because the amount of missiles that they will be able to rain down upon Tel Aviv is too much for Israel's defense system. That is what we've been told, but that is what the axis of resistance has been saying forever. But that is also what Israelis believed themselves. But that myth has now been shattered. The main threat to Israel has been neutralized because of October 7th. That is a victory. That is a victory. Another major threat. Yes, people are saying true. That's what we hear. And that's what we guys used to hear in Israel. But that is not it. That is not there anymore. That is not there anymore. Another thing we've always been hearing, and even people who are against the Islamic Republic in Iran, we believe that as well, that the Islamic Republic has the capacity to send so many missiles that they are actually a force to be reckoned with. That the Islamic Republic might not be able to defeat the United States, but when it comes to military capability, they are equal to Israel. So Israel has a greater, fighter jets and more capabilities when it comes to air power, right? When it comes to flying the F-35s or whatever they have, and the Islamic Republic doesn't have any of those, but the Islamic Republic has more manpower and more missile power. So Israel has more missile power when it comes to defense, but the Islamic Republic has much greater power when it comes to missile power, much more advanced missiles when it comes to offense. And Israel should never go head-to-head fighting with the Islamic Republic, because then you wake up a beast that will just swallow up Israel. We tested that with October 7th. We tested that many times. And we realized that the Islamic Republic is a paper tiger. And now it's defenseless. Its proxies have fallen, and its own defense system has been decimated, and its missiles have been shown to the world to be junk. So it's now defenseless. It's now bending the knee. It's now afraid of what Trump is going to do, because the whole world have realized that this is a paper tiger. That is a major victory for Israel. Major victory to Israel. And third victory, Assad has fallen. If Syria is lost from the axis of resistance, the entire axis of resistance has fallen. The land bridge has fallen. Do you understand? This is the Shia crescent, that this is the upper part of it, has been destroyed with the fall of Assad. Mount Hermon has been taken over by Israel. You have no capability. The upper borders of Israel are now secure. How are you going to rearm Hamas? I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's 1,000 times now more difficult. That's another victory. So the destruction of Hezbollah, the fall of Assad, the fall of the Islamic Republic's defense mechanism, all of them, all of this are all victories for Israel. Show me similar victories for Hamas. Is the victory complete? No. Here's why the victory is not complete. So let's just be fair here. Let me show you this map. With this new deal, so let me be clear. We're very happy that the hostages are being released. Okay. The thing that is being given up from the Israeli side in phase 2 is the evacuation of the Netzarim corridor and the Philadelphia corridor. That will be a loss for Israel. So phase 1, we're going to see evacuations from these non-red areas. Phase 2, if I remember the deal correctly, is going to be evacuation from the Netzarim corridor and Philadelphia corridor. That is not good, because so it's going to be very difficult to rearm Hamas. However, if Israel loses control over these two red lines, first of all, they have said that they will never evacuate the Philadelphia corridor, but we should not want them. So we'll see what will happen. But we should see the Netzarim corridor shouldn't be evacuated either. The best outcome for Israel is for them to evacuate it to get the hostages back. And once they get the hostages back, because Hamas has no leverage and some mofo somewhere is going to do a terrorist thing at some point, for Israel to just use that as a reason for the agreement to have been violated and just move back in. This is what I want to see. I want to see for phase 2 maybe a temporary evacuation of the Netzarim corridor for all the hostages to be released, and then just move back right in, because we don't want to see Hamas being able to have any control anymore. But this is the part that should be a concern: the evacuation of Gaza. Gaza belongs to Israel. Gaza should turn back. Gaza, we have seen now what happens to Israel when Israel doesn't have Gaza. We want to move in the direction that Gaza returns back to Israel. All of it. So every step in the opposite direction is a loss. Every step in the opposite direction is a loss. So this evacuation is a bad idea. I mean, it's not a bad idea because we want the hostages to go home, but it should be. It's a loss. It's a loss, and hopefully Israel finds a way to undo it. Okay, so let's go back to watching Angry Keyboard Warrior saying, Armin, do you support Israeli settlements in Gaza? I didn't used to. I changed my mind on that. Yeah, I am for a one-state solution now. I used to be for a two-state solution. Not anymore. Not anymore. Two-state solution. And I know this is two-state solution, not anymore. One-state solution, but that's a very, very long-term progress, because we don't want these people at the current situation that they're in to be citizens of Israel. So this is going to be a multi-generational solution, if there is any. And that is why you shouldn't even if you want to give up on Gazans who are alive today, the reason why I'm saying that you shouldn't give up on that minority that has a different narrative, because even if this generation is lost and the next generation is lost, we should somehow work on the generation after that somehow, because that's the only way that we're going to have a one-state solution. That's the only way, right? So let's go to more videos. Yeah, okay, let me just actually show you, do it in that crowd that I showed you, because I don't want to act like, oh yeah, Gazans are only the people who are tired of Hamas. No. Let's look at the Gazans, including children, unfortunately. Speaking of the next generation, let's look at the children surrounding Hamas. Let's look at what they were chanting. This is disgusting. Okay, so let's watch this. جيش محمد بدأ يعود. جيش محمد بدأ يعود. خيبر خيبر يا يهود. خيبر خيبر يا يهود. جيش محمد بدأ يعود. جيش محمد بدأ يعود. الله أكبر ولله الحمد. الله أكبر ولله الحمد. So I think if I'm correct, these are some of the prisoners who Israel has released. They're coming back to Gaza. I'm not sure. All right, so look at the chant. The chant is, again, YouTube, these are not my words. I'm just trying to show people what's happening in Gaza. It says, Khaybar Khaybar Ya Yahud, and the children are chanting this. What was the second part? Jaish Muhammad Bada Yaud. Okay, so again, I speak Persian, not Arabic. So if my pronunciation is bad, I'm not sorry. He said I'm going to apologize. I don't apologize. What do you expect? Okay, hold on. So let's listen to this first part. Khaybar Khaybar Ya Yahud. Khaybar Khaybar Ya Yahud. Yahud means Jews. It says Khaybar Khaybar. Do you guys know what Khaybar is? Do you know what Khaybar is? Khaybar is when Muhammad killed a whole bunch of Jews. They're referring to an act of genocide, a massacre of Jews by Muhammad. And they're saying, oh, Jews. So, guys, please show this to people who are saying that, oh, no, this is not an anti-Jewish thing. It's just anti-Zionist, not anti-Jews. They're saying, oh, Jews. Khaybar, Khaybar. They're reminding Jews of what Muhammad did to Jews. Last time I checked my history books, back then, there were no Zionists. So your issue is with Jews in general, essentially is with Jews. So they're basically saying, in the same way that what Muhammad did to Jews, remember that we're going to do this to you as well. And let me actually read to you what Khaybar is. The phrase Khaybar Khaybar Ya Yahud, which means Khaybar Khaybar O Jews, is a slogan often chanted in protests or rallies, particularly in the Middle East. It refers to the Battle of Khaybar, a 7th century battle in which the Prophet Muhammad and his followers defeated the Jewish tribes of Khaybar, a settlement in modern-day Saudi Arabia. Yeah, this is also something that the Shias are very proud of, because Ali apparently single-handedly with his bare hands removed the door of Khaybar or something like that. I don't know the details, right? To get in. By the way, Ali is also responsible for beheading many Jews, not during the battle, but after capturing them when they were prisoners. And when in Iran, we have some people, like some imams, crying over this incident not for the Jews who were being beheaded, because Ali had to behead so many Jews that they're crying like his holy hands were tired. The poor hands of Ali because he had to behead 300 Jews in a row, and they cry over how tired his hands were getting. They actually cry about that. So, right? So that's a historic event, and many Shias adore Ali for being responsible for those beheadings. But again, so when these people are saying Khaybar, they're basically bringing those events and saying that the Jews are afraid. They. By the way, I'm pretty sure most Jews have never heard of Khaybar, right? But we have been told that if you tell Khaybar to a Jew, they will cower and run away in fear. This is a code word for them to remember what eventually will happen to all of them. When you say Khaybar, they say the Jews just piss themselves when they hear Khaybar, the Jews around the world. But I'm pretty sure most Jews have never heard of this word. Right? So historical reference, the Battle of Khaybar ended with the Muslim forces overcoming the Jewish tribes, which is often interpreted as a symbol of victory over perceived enemies. In modern usage, the chant is used by some groups and as an anti-Semitic slogan, implying hostility towards Jews or invoking the idea of their defeat. Oh, by the way, the beheadings of Jews was in a Ibn Qurayza. That was the I don't know if I think it was a different tribe that they did that to. There were 3 different tribes that Jewish tribes that Muhammad wronged, and the third one was actually the worst one, which was mass beheading of the men, and they sold the women and children into slavery because he was just too kind to kill the women and children. So they sold them to slavery to buy with Muhammad sold Jewish children to slavery. This is official history of what Muslims have. And he raised that money to buy horses and weapons with it. This is the official narrative, right? And yeah, okay. So let's just look at the second part. So they saying Khaybar, Ya Yahud, and then what's the second part?
خيبر يا يهود خيبر يا يهود جيش محمد بدأ يهود
Jaysh Muhammad Bada Yahud. So I think this second part means Muhammad's army has begun to return. Muhammad's army has begun to return. If they were Shia, they wouldn't say Muhammad's army. They would say Ali's army or Hussein's army. Talking about Muhammad as an ex-Muslim who used to be Shia in Iran, seeing people talking about Muhammad's army is so foreign to me, because all my childhood armies that was referred to was either the army of Ali or the army of Hussein or the army of the Mahdi, Imam Zaman, the 12 Imam. So people talking about Muhammad's army has been returning, that's a very Sunni thing to say. Not Shias usually don't talk about Muhammad's army returning, because Muhammad's army is not supposed to return. Hussein's army is supposed to return, right? So yeah, this.
الله أكبر ولله الحمد الله أكبر ولله الحمد وحدة جاي محمد ضيف وحدة جاي محمد ضيف وحدة جاي محمد ضيف الله أكبر.
Yes, and then look at this. This is the same chant here, but with some more propaganda. Did they say Yas and War? I think they said Yas and War. I'm not sure. I just wanted to show you how common this chant is. Khaybar, ya Yahud. Khaybar, ya Yahud. Okay, so then the rest of it has music, so I'm not going to play just like in case I'm going to get a copyright strike. Anyways, just wanted to show you these things. Let me know if you guys saw what percentage of the things that I showed you have you guys already seen, how much of it is new, because I want to make sure that we have fresh stuff that you go, the type of analysis that you might not see in other places, right? So let me know how I'm doing, what you want me to focus on, like in the comments after the show. Okay, let me actually. We got a super chat from. We got 18 shekels from Rita. Thank you so much, guys. I love having an Israeli audience and Israeli support here. Thank you so much. It makes me, the more international our audience is, the better. All right, let me actually respond to the comments that Jean. Again, Jean, please, guys, thank Jean for her service, for highlighting you guys your comments, starring the ones that she wants me to read. Really, putting the time here. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. All right, so let's respond to your comments. Sarah said, Armin, please make more videos on mullahs and their nonsense after Friday prayers or something. You want, guys, let me know how much demand is there for that. I have so many videos like that. I could even maybe do a couple sometimes at the end of our streams, but there's an endless, but because I post them as an individual video, and it's not, even though I love them, it doesn't get as much attention as our more political analysis. They're ridiculous and fun, so go watch them when I cut them and put them on our channel. Go watch and like them then, so that I can see that there's a demand for it, because I have to see that there's a demand for it. But I love doing them because they're hilarious. And then I think I already. Oh yeah, Invincible 24 is saying they are cowards hiding as civilians. Yes, the Hamas. Those guys have no respect for human lives. Wearing them is a symbol of intimidation to Israel to say they are not destroyed and have the last laugh. Yeah, nobody assumed that every single one of you, you have been. I mean, this also shows how victorious Israel has been. Because your claim to being victorious is that not every single one of us has been killed. If that's your claim to victory, that means you have no other claims to victory. As if anybody was under the impression, I mean, most people were not under the impression that not a single one of you will remain alive. So your hands are empty of achievements that's what you're bragging about. Very good point, Invincible 24. Carl is saying Sunni Hamas has lost its Shia sponsor. Will they find new ones? It's going to be very difficult, to be honest, because there is no Sunni state. There are Sunni people who want to sponsor Hamas, but there's no Sunni state. There's no Sunni government that wants to sponsor Hamas. The only government that wanted to sponsor Hamas was the Islamic Republic. And it's now going to be very difficult for them to do so. It might be more, even the Islamic Republic wanted to shift its focus maybe on the West Bank instead of Gaza. And that's why you're seeing more tensions maybe in the West Bank. Israel's like, okay, ceasefire in Gaza, sure. Let's go to this other place that the Islamic Republic is trying to arm, because now the activity in the West Bank has increased, right? So Israel is now killing a whole bunch of terrorists in the West Bank. So because none of that deal says that we cannot kill terrorists in the West Bank, this was only for Gaza, right? So we'll see if there's, maybe the Islamic Republic will shift focus more to the West Bank now. We'll see what will happen. Eddie is saying they said they are planning more October 7th massacres. Is that no longer possible? I mean, everything is possible, but it's now extremely much less likely than ever before. But again, if you drop your guard down, your enemy might take advantage of that, right? So we shouldn't say it's not possible, because if you say it's not possible, that means you're dropping your guard, because October 7th happened because people thought that such a thing was not possible. So if we are going to learn from October 7th, is to not say something is impossible, because saying that it's impossible makes it possible, because you're dropping your guard, right? So yes, it's very unlikely, but you have to treat it as if it's possible to make it impossible. All right. Mars is saying one state is the only viable solution for the moment. Yes, the whole area. Hey, Mars, by the way, thank you. Missed you. The whole area around there is toxic with Jew hate and UNRWA propaganda. Yes, thank you, Mars. Great to have you here, Mars. And then Hellbender saying, what's the position of women in society that uses child soldiers? Very low. Very easily answered. I mean, to be fair, the position of women in Islam might increase in wartime because they need everybody, right? So for position of women will lower once a Muslim community gets some stability. But because you need manpower, and by manpower I mean just any human power, right? In any form that you could get. Even the position, it's true that the position of woman is low, but if you're desperate, I mean, beggars cannot be choosers, right? So in those conditions, women might be somewhat treated more equally to men, not because Islam teaches so, but just because you're desperate for everyone that you could get, right? So the discrimination, I think, in Gaza is more anti people who do not support us, rather than, I mean, there's always anti-woman discrimination in any Islamic community, but the focus might not be as much on that. Carl saying Muhammad isn't a main character in Shia Islam, right? Yep, he's not. They won't admit it. But if you look at everything they talk about and everything that they celebrate, Muhammad is not a main character. But if you ask them if Muhammad is a main character, they will say yes. If you ask who's more important, Muhammad or Ali, Muhammad or Hussein, Muhammad or Fatima, they will tell you it's Muhammad, right? But then many of them will tell you. But then if you go look at all their ceremonies, all their narratives, I mean, when have you heard a Shia Muslim say that Muhammad is the essence of the universe? I've never heard of that. But many Shias say Ali is the essence of the universe. What the hell, right? When you hear that Shias saying that Allah created the universe for the sake of Muhammad? I haven't heard that, but I have heard many Shias saying Allah created the universe for the sake of either Fatima or Hussein. For the sake of Fatima or Hussein. They're saying that if Fatima was not going to be born, Allah wouldn't even bother creating the whole universe. I've never heard them say that about Muhammad. I mean, I'm sure if you look, you will find it, but it's not common. Oh, we have member Juris is using his or her 25th month membership. Well, thank you for being a member for so long. By saying, are you checking your Telegram for debate requests? I have 2 debate requests under my Persian channel, but debate requests, guys, maybe like email me or something. Yeah. Should I? Yeah, my email is just my name at gmail.com. First name dot last name at gmail.com. So email will be better. Thank you so much for being a member. And then Carl with the super chat. Appreciate the super chat saying you can't kill the ideology, but ideologies who claim superiority don't handle military defeat very well. That's a very good point. Hard to be beaten, hard to be a beaten, occupied master race. Perfectly said. Yeah, guys, defeating your enemy in battle militarily is not everything, but it's a lot. Okay, it's true. It's not. You have to also win the ideological battle too. It's true. It's true that you have to also win the ideological battle, but winning the military battle is 80% of it. It's not all of it. If people want to act like it's all of it, it's not true. But it's a huge part of it. It's a huge part of it. Anyways, guys, I think that's all. Please let me know how the stream was. If you learned something, if it was educational, if it was informative, if it was fun. I read your comments, and your comments give me motivation to do more of these streams. So yeah, please say that. Like, gives me a boost every time I see you guys telling me in the comment that, oh, this was so good, I learned something, I didn't see this anywhere else. It really boosts my ego, and then it will encourage me to work harder. So give me that if you can. And also like the stream, and then subscribe, and then hit the bell notification. Recommend this channel, Atheist Republic, to more people. The cat lady saying, I appreciate you a lot. Oh, thank you, cat lady. I appreciate you. Yeah, and then bell notification is important, because if you subscribe, it's not, YouTube might not tell you that we're live. So the bell notification is important. And then also financial support. The best way, again, people who are financially struggling, you are not allowed. I do not allow you to financially support us. It's banned. Do not do it. Take care of yourself. But for other people, one of the best ways to financially support us is by becoming a YouTube member. And I'm doing more member only content to encourage more people to become YouTube members. So consider becoming a member. It supports the channel, okay? And it's because it's more reliable. Like super chats are great, but they go up and down, and they're really important. But if you have a whole bunch of members, you have a steady stream of income that you could know that it's going to always be there. So YouTube membership, and also YouTube membership comes with rewards, member only content. So please look into that, right? Anyways, yeah, I had a stream that was about AI propaganda that the regime is doing. If you're a member, make sure you check that out in the member section of the channel. All right, guys, I'm gonna head out. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like, and see you again on the next stream. Bye. Mwah.